It's time once again for the City of Maple Grove Report. Thanks for joining us. Dave Kaiser from CCX Media along with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
Short council meeting to talk about from August 18th, but a lot going on in the city as we head to the end of August and early September, so stick with us for some city announcements. There was a work session before the council meeting. And it is that time once again, Heidi, for a little budget talk. Give us a quick overview of what was discussed and how the budget process is looking.
Yeah, so this was our second budget work session and sort of got through the rest of the material. We're sitting at a 6.35% levy increase. Included in that are 3 new positions for the city. We're adding an assistant city prosecutor, an IT technician, and then a heavy equipment operator, just to cover, growth, snow plowing, that type of thing, new roads. So. 3 positions. The HEO or the heavy equipment operator would come on mid-year in preparation for the winter, and those are kind of the highlights of the budget. Benefit cost increases, union contracts, those types of things really get us to that like 4 or 5% in the budget. So just kind of the cost of keeping the lights on and keeping staff in place. So sitting pretty good with the budget. I think that'll come back at the second meeting in September to adopt that preliminary levy. So no, we're not having a third work session on September 2nd, the day after Labor Day. Okay. One big point of discussion, of course, was our street reconstruction program. I think the long and short of it is we have about a $5 million funding gap that we need to start to cover either in the levy or other, there's always opportunity to talk about franchise fees, that type of thing. But there's about a $5 million gap there in terms of what we currently have funded and what the needs are going to be in the out years. And we project that out for 20 plus years. So that's been a perennial discussion with the council of wanting to increase that levy or come up with other funding sources for our street reconstruction. We're not alone in this issue of trying to figure out how to fund infrastructure over the years. So more to come on that, but we had a good discussion about that and getting new council members more up to speed with the issues in the street reconstruction program. But the good news is we're ahead of that issue. We're not, nothing's on fire today. We've got a few years here, but we do need to come up with solutions in order to shore up that program so we can continue to reinvest in our infrastructure.
More to come on the budget process. So what is next? What are some dates people need to remember about the budget process? Yeah,
so our preliminary levy adoption would be at the September 15th meeting, and then truth and taxation hearing is always at the first meeting in December. So that's an opportunity to folks to come in and talk about the budget, and then we adopt that budget at the second meeting in December. So that's kind of our budget calendar for the rest of the year. This preliminary levy sets the high water mark. We can't go up, we can only go down from here. There could be opportunity for more discussion between September and December, but so got all the information shared with the council to get us to preliminary.
All right, city's website, great place to go if you want more information about that process. One other item in the work session, reviewing the council chambers AV project. Give us a little background here.
Yeah, so we it's been probably 13 years since we've made some updates to the AV equipment in the chambers, which provides all the coverage of the meetings, those types of things, not only for the council but Planning Commission, Park Board, and that equipment times out after a certain time, and on a Monday night when it doesn't work, that's a problem. And so it's better to be ahead of those issues than behind those issues. So we have a few pieces of equipment in there that aren't working any longer, and that we've sort of taken out of, we just won't do that anymore. So we're going to be looking at kind of a project, maybe a scaled back project that just kind of covers the basics of that operation and gets that equipment replaced that's in need of that. So more to come on that, but that'll come back to the council at a future date.
That is it for the work session then on the 18th. Now the council meeting, it was 38 minutes in length. One item pulled from consent, that was item J, International Overdose Awareness Day, coming up the end of August. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day in Maple Grove. This is a global health event held annually. The recognition is an opportunity to remember the lives lost due to overdose, reduce the stigma of overdose, and then reflect on ways to prevent it in our community. So this annual recognition, Maple Grove Town Green will be lit purple the evening of Sunday, August 31st. And of course, this is an issue that hits close to home for a number of families here in Maple Grove, and an issue that our police department deals with daily in terms of folks dealing with overdose or opioid addiction issues. And so an important issue here in Maple Grove and around the world, and August 31st is the day of recognition.
And out of that discussion, there was also mention of another item in consent related to a donation of equipment for field testing of opioids and other drugs. So again, a lot of work around that happening in the police department, as you mentioned. Next item was special business. Time to get some police officers with the oath of office, 2 new officers, and then a deputy chief.
Yeah, so 2 new officers have completed FTO, Peter Stiefel and Jacob Monsma. So we're very happy to have them joining the force here in Maple Grove. And then a position that we'd been working on for a number of years and were able to accomplish in this year's budget was a deputy police chief. So just help carry the administrative load of the police department with Chief Warner. So proud to swear in Andy Sandberg as our new deputy chief of police here in Maple Grove. Andy's a 20-year veteran of the department, started as a CSO, a great story here.
Yeah.
Andy's just a real servant leader, very strong in his relationships in the community. He's served in pretty much every role in the police department that you could serve in, and had currently been serving as a sergeant in the police department. So really happy to have Andy on board and get Chief Warner some help in terms of carrying that load at the police department. So congrats to Andy, and he'll be a great addition to the police department leadership team in this way.
And if you want to learn more about Andy, he'll be featured in an upcoming chat with the chief for the city of Maple Grove on CCX Media.
Yes.
Next item was, after all of the folks with the police officers got their pictures taken, Carol Morris came up to talk about the photography contest. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so this is always a great time of year where we recognize the photo contest winners. And so they're all displayed in a PowerPoint out there on the website if you want to go take a look at it. It's always remarkable, the level of photography and images that come in every year. And we love it because we get to use these in our publications and social media throughout the year. So much appreciation to those who contributed this year to the photo contest, another successful year, and encourage people to get out there and take a look.
Yeah, be watching for them. Public hearing next on the list for the agenda on the 18th, and that was a liquor license for Chuck E. Cheese. A little background needed here as well.
Yeah, so this one, they weren't renewed. Our year for liquor license renewal runs July to June, and so they weren't renewed in July. They had not had any staff attend our alcohol compliance training, and that's a requirement to maintain your liquor licenses that you have staff attend that. So they did get folks there in early August, and so this was able to get approved now and get them back in their liquor license.
Next to community and economic development items. The first is Gardner School of Maple Grove. This is going to be a new child care facility. Where is it going to be, and give us a little background?
Yeah, kind of up in the Tri-Care area, just north of County Road 30, just west of Menards, kind of in that new area by the 610 extension.
A busy area.
A busy area where we're seeing a lot of growth and development. So new preschool or daycare there, Gardner School of Maple Grove. This is their 5th location in the Twin Cities, and 40 throughout the country. So this one did get approved and will be moving forward up there in the Tri-Care area.
And next, a little update from the departments about what's coming up next. No planning commission coming up on the 25th,
Correct.
But the day after that, there's going to be a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, so Heritage Christian Academy did an expansion over this past year, and so they'll be celebrating their ribbon cutting at noon on the 26th over there, right before the school year starts, so we're excited to see their new space.
Next up, Engineering Public Works, and the word is helicopters. Heidi, why helicopters in town?
Yeah, so we had some of this last summer, which was right by the government center, so everybody kind of watched this activity, but more overhead power line work with Excel, and they'll use helicopters to drop folks down to work on those big power lines. So it can be a little startling to see, so we just want to give people a heads up. You might see that activity in the city, more on the north side this time. Last time it was right around that Arbor Lakes area, so something to keep an eye on. It's fascinating to watch, and you think, Those guys, they're taking their life in their hands every day up there, but
What a job.
They do a nice job of it.
Next, administrative items, a few things to touch on, and it is the time. In fact, it is almost day one of State Fair, and so you want to talk about getting people to the fair. Maple Grove's helping out.
Yeah, so fair kicks off tomorrow. We're taping this on Wednesday. We do have bus service weekends and Labor Day from Maple Grove, and it is a $5 fee if you purchase in the Metro Transit app, and then cash fare is $6. Kids age 4 and under ride free. Express buses to the fairgrounds run every 30 minutes from 8 to midnight, only on weekends. Labor Day, the last bus leaves the fair at 11 p.m. Just note, weekday service is not available from Maple Grove. I know we get a lot of questions about that because we continue to run our commuter bus service through each day of the week.
Sure.
So more information available at metrotransit.org. Lots of opportunities out there for other, park and ride type opportunities. More on the east side, gets you over there to that side, and then gets you to the fair. But look to us for the weekend and Labor Day.
Very good. And speaking of Labor Day, a few changes because of the holiday related to City Hall. What's coming up as far as changes? Yeah,
so Monday, September 1st, Labor Day, city offices will be closed, and then our council meeting will push to September 2nd because of the holiday.
Very good. That's the wrap up of the meeting from the 18th. Let's now look at some other things happening in the city. And if you haven't noticed, go to the Maple Grove website, maplegrovemn.org, and maplegrovemn.gov. There we go.
There you go.
You can check it out there because there's lots of new things happening there, and we have a little look at here as well. Tell us what's new on the website.
Yeah, so we just, part of our agreement with Civic Plus is the company that we use for our website. We were provided the opportunity for a refresh of the website.
Nice.
So what they really try to look at is like, what are people coming to the website for? What are the most frequently visited pages or information that people are seeking, and then prioritize that in terms of kind of that first page look at for information. So a nice refresh, cleans things up a little bit, just a new look, and hopefully organizes information in an easy way for folks to access it. I think one of the things, and this was part of when we originally redid the website, is the search bar. You know, it's just so easy. Put in a couple words and you can find whatever you need in a minute. Really great, good work by Carol Morris and team on this website refresh.
Keep scrolling down on that homepage too. A look at some news and events that are happening in the city. It'll keep you up to date on some of the things that we talk about here of what's coming up in the city, and also links to other pages too, so you can find an easy hop to maybe the community center, other things as well there. Hats off to the crew that worked through that change. I know it's a big deal. Police online reporting tool. This is something on the website as well. Remind us what that is.
Yeah, so we've been adding a number of online tools for the police department just to help with kind of workload over there and getting information out in a more efficient manner. So we implemented it's called Just FOIA, so it's a Freedom of Information Act request form that you can fill out if you're seeking a police report or any other types of public data. That's an online tool to request information. And then we also have the police online reporting tool. So it can be used at any time. Residents can use a smartphone, tablet, or computer to report non-emergency incidents, including such as parking complaints, abandoned vehicles or bicycles, lost or missing property, scams, property damage, vandalism. So this is not for a situation where you would be wanting to be calling 911, and if ever in question, please call 911.
Sure.
But it is an opportunity, to report something online, and then our police department follows up on that in a fashion after that, once reported.
Another tool on the website is with Park and Rec, and it's the activity guide, ways to get into programs. What is out there now? Yeah,
so we have over 400 fall parks and recreation programs. The activity guide is available for viewing on the city website.
Yep, and publications out as well, so be looking around for that. Speaking of the community center, recent open house took place. Why did we have an open house?
Yeah, so we are into the next phase of design on phase 2 of the community center. So this includes all the, the banquet meeting space, the indoor playground. It'll eventually, includes the lifetime space that will be transitioning to be part of the community center, the aquatic space, the gym, teen center, new arts programming space, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So we're at the design development phase, finished up schematic. That was approved in July. So wanted to do a check-in with the community and do an open house to give people an opportunity to kind of see the plans, ask questions, provide any feedback, that type of thing. So had about 115 attendees there that afternoon. So that was nice to do that. Phase 1, third sheet of ice is progressing nicely. Work in the rink, team rooms, and lobby is coming together. Outside, the curbs are completed, and we're hoping to get some asphalt laid if it would stop raining.
Yes.
That would help us out.
Right.
That rain is really tripping us up, both on this project getting pavement down as well as out on 610. It's just been a really wet summer and just hard to get like a good stretch of 10 days where things are dry enough to get some pavement down. So we're hoping we get into a drier fall here.
Let's hope so. Speaking of the community center, always time to think about rentals, and this would be now and even up to the end of the year. Lots of opportunities.
Yeah, our community center continues in operation. We're hoping, like I talked about the paving, that the parking situation will be able to get better this fall, but we're still, we're open for business. The first kind of impact that people will see construction-wise at the community center is the pools will go down after like a year from now, after next Labor Day, and then we'll start some construction on that. But meeting and event spaces are now available to be booked through the end of 2026. So we encourage people to reach out and continue to use the community center.
Few moments here to get your calendars out, because we've got a lot of events coming up end of August and into September that we want to make sure you know about. The first is Heritage Fest, a new event. We mentioned it last time. New event coming to the city. Remind us what that is.
Yeah, and this is put on by a private entity, but a new event at Town Green. It features exhibits, activities, food, folk dances, live music, and more, all to celebrate the diverse cultural and ethnic backgrounds in Minnesota. The event is coming up this Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 5. It is free and open to the public, but registration is requested on Eventbrite, so you could go onto Eventbrite and search Heritage Fest.
And a week later at the Town Green, a big event that comes up that is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, this is a beautiful event. Saturday, August 30th, the Water Lantern Festival returns to Town Green. It's a unique celebration with food, live music, and the evening lanterns are launched on the lake at Town Green. It's really something to see. This is a ticketed event that has a fee associated with it, and so those are required and can be purchased at waterlanternfestival.com.
And while we're talking about Town Green, let's talk about some of their regular events in general. They still have a lot going on, at least for one more week.
Yeah, a few more weeks, because we had a couple rainouts. So, those are going to get extended into September a little bit. But yeah, the Sounds of Summer concert series, we've just had great crowds. I will be out there tonight. Tonight is the Mick Sterling series. Our Rotary Club is, doing food and beverage, that type of thing. Tonight is the Sounds of Elton John and Billy Joel with a full orchestra. So
popular.
Everybody's really looking forward to tonight, and it's going to be a beautiful night. But music performances continue 7 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. Kids entertainment offered on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. and then movies are Friday at dusk. August 26th is the final full week of entertainment at Town Green, but I do think one of those concerts will shift to September for those rain days.
City's website to find out about those dates. Here's another one that you'll be looking forward to, September 13th. That is Rockin' the Grove is back and bigger than ever. Yeah,
so another great opportunity over at Central Park for Rockin' the Grove, September 13th. This is put on by the Maple Grove Lions Club. The headliner is Hairball is the headliner, and then opening bands Rhino and the Rolling Stoners are the two opening acts. This is a ticketed event. MapleGroveLions.org for all event info and tickets.
Last note of the day. We're going to talk pickleball, of something that happened and something that's coming up. All right, first, what happened and why were there so many pickleball people in town?
Yeah, just a great event. This is put on by Experience Maple Grove. The Summer Slam and Jam is Minnesota's largest pickleball tournament and attracts players from across the nation. Over 900 players registered for the 4-day event. So games were played at Lakeview Knolls and then the finals at Pints and Paddle, and they had some evening events there with some live music and whatnot. So just a great event and a lot of great competition. And then we're just really pleased to announce that Lakeview Knolls has been selected as a site for the inaugural Minnesota State Pickleball Tournament.
Very nice.
It's a fully sanctioned event, and it will take place next month in September, featuring 30 divisions across all skill levels. So if you're interested in getting out to watch some pickleball, this is going to be some great competition.
Heidi and I want to get out just to see how people do what they do out there. What's
Right.
that skill level that we're not at yet?
Right. I'm more of a recreational social player.
Got it. Me too as well. Get out there and enjoy some of that pickleball. Heidi, thanks for the update again
Of course.
today. Let's leave you with some information about the website and also that next meeting, which remember again is going to be on Tuesday, September 2nd, 7:30 at the Government Center. MapleGroveMN.gov, the website. Find out about all of the things we talked about today and much more coming up in the city. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next time on the City of Maple Grove Report.